Hello everybody and welcome to the Refresh Point. My name is Ben and as always I'm joined by my constant co-host Steve. Steve, how's it going?
I'm good. We're just about ready to leave for my first Weiss Schwarz event in a minute.
Yeah. Been about 2-3 months now since the Oklahoma State tournament. And now I went to Ohio. Actually, for real, we recorded this after I went to Ohio. And you went to Sacramento. Fake, because you haven't gone to Sacramento yet. Speaking of which, the Summer Solstice event up in Ohio and the France BSF, they've actually happened. It's done. The final Springfest has been completed. And Shioko has been sated. Steve, as mentioned, he's going to Sacramento. The Trigger League begins, which we didn't mention while signups were open, but also they filled up fairly quickly. So sorry, but also maybe next year. Smile. Actually, the real answer is anybody that listens to this podcast for more than 5 minutes has probably already signed up for Trigger League and is either on our team or on another team, and they're like, man, I already signed up. Why didn't you guys talk about it earlier? And we forgot. Sorry. And the heel down begins with Ayakashi Triangle and the VTubers getting their swimsuits for Ohio Summer. And so, shuffle your decks, tap or cut. We'll get right into the refresh point with some breaking news. Ayakashi Triangle and Hololive Summer Premium Booster, as we literally just mentioned, not even 10 seconds ago, they're coming out. It's incoming. We can get heel downs with funny 8 pants. We can play standby and door and do other things. It's been a little bit busy and and I haven't done as much prep as I might normally do. And so what I can say is there are excellent deck techs that exist out there in the world for you to look for Ayakashi Triangle. And you can go take a look at that. I know Prince, I think, did one for the Strictly Broken channel. And
for 8 standby.
Yeah, for 8 standby. And I think that Beanwolf is doing another one later. And I think that it has been featured before on Tressa's, but don't quote me on that. But it'll be here, and I think it'll just exist. It's got enough legs to be a deck that can play, but I think if it gets on the board first, I think it can punch into slime, as far as I recall. Otherwise, it loses the slime counter. And then if you look at Overlord, you feel pain. And if you play 8 pants and you run into a deck that runs level 0 bombs, then you also feel pain. And yeah, that's... What do you think, Steve?
I have seen the yellow version of this deck where it does the heel down nonsense. That seems fine. I don't know that it's great. The standby build looks more promising. Has a pretty decent end game. It's got Encore Step Burning, which I am kind of a fan of. So it looks fine. I think it'll definitely be played a little bit, but this deck kind of reminds me of Chorus Recoil, where it's a deck, has a reasonable game plan, it's completely fine, but it probably will get ignored in the meta because it's too reasonable to be truly splashy in the meta, and you kind of have to commit yourself to it. So I don't know.
Sure.
Some people will play it for sure.
Yeah, I think it sees a top here and there, like just out of like somebody wants to play it and probably good enough to push to a top 8. I think.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've seen it played a little bit, but I haven't seen it a ton. It looks fine.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Hololive Summer Premium Booster. Moonsters Rise Up. It's owl time. It's a lot of people's time, to be fair, but it's a lot of owl time. Has been like the most popular archetype to come out of the Summer Premium Booster with the printing of the Mume finisher combos with the same pants as the Mume 1 combo. It says on Rev, put 3 cards from their waiting room to the top of their deck, burn 5, and so people have been playing it with a lot of different stuff. Kind of the Mume Rashia, all kinds of different pants and other configurations to take advantage of our brand new owl combo.
Yeah, having double combo is never a bad thing to have necessarily. I struggle to play finishers that are like this because it does seem as though if your opponent gets even a little lucky, you can lose the whole game. And it's extremely vulnerable to counterplay, so you kind of lose some agency on attack order. So if you're playing against tap counter, like any kind of rest counter, anti-damage counter, it's annoying. It's really annoying.
Right.
So you will have to play a little bit carefully around that sort of thing. But double combo, so we don't hate that. This set's really good, actually. We get a ton.
Lots of very cool new pieces.
Yes.
There's a Mori that's probably going to be played by 8 standby Hololive players.
Yeah, the Mori piece is quite important to the standby build.
And so,
yeah,
we're adding Mori into the 8 standby game plan for some accelerate, some...
Yeah, we get to trade basically a card in the clock at the start of the climax phase for a search ditch, which is nice. It lets you discard your prospective standby target and add a playable to your hand for essentially no cost, and it lets you sculpt the clock, which is nice. So it's a fine card. Probably you'll see home in more than one deck, but it's especially good in standby configurations if people are still interested in that. So
yeah, absolutely. And next up, Trigger League. We signed up for it. They drafted a bunch of people, and we got drafted on different teams. And so Steve, that's on site. Shinei. I'm on the shot team once again. Steve is on the treasure team.
Yeah, we love treasure.
The bar team, which, for my money, is probably one of the better teams in the event, I feel like. Some of the notable, potentially known names that you might know. You have Steve on there, obviously. Scripted, one of the kind of good EU slime players. Carmen, Beanwolf, and a few others as well.
We got Liam from
Weiss and Chill.
From Weiss and Chill.
Yeah, it's pretty stacked. It's pretty stacked roster.
I think all the teams.
I think all of the teams have a good amount of good players and good amount of punches to throw. So
for sure.
Some shots to fire, as it may be.
This will be my first foray into playing the Japanese meta in a pretty good while. I'm not looking forward to it. It's less troubling for me than it is for others because I don't have to care about the English meta for a while. But if you're playing in any of the singles regional events during this time of this league, I do truly sympathize because it's a pain to have to think about cards that don't exist in one format and then magically do in the other. So
actually, it's even worse because English exclusives are allowed. So actually, they're all there.
Yeah.
So you don't actually. So it's not that they don't exist in the other format. They'll all always exist all together.
English exclusives were always allowed in WGP, so...
Not this year.
True, but in the past.
That's true.
So,
That's true.
Whenever I think about the JP meta, I'm like, yeah, you know, the JP sets, and then all these other sets that they don't know about. Where we get the secret advantage.
Also, I went to Ohio. Yay.
Yeah.
And, you know, the funny thing, I was listening back to our prediction of the event that we played off as the as what definitely happened for sure. We so forgot that this was like, or not that we forgot that this is a JP event, but we have one guy playing Shiny Mass, and even then he doesn't even play it all the time. He played Cinderella Girls yesterday. Like,
yeah,
we haven't been hit with that like Curse of Ra like recently, you know. Like, we didn't know.
I mean, they just finished restricting it. Surely it's not that good anymore, right? Great job all around. Anyway,
it was, though. We did predict that it would be like a dramatic finish, and it was. Like,
yeah,
it was the
courtesy of the most pillow-fisted endgame I've seen in a hot minute.
I think it was like 4 turns at level 3 or something. Like,
yeah.
Just
if there's one thing the Shiny Miss deck cannot do, it is win the game. It's very good at doing everything else.
Isn't that literally okay? But didn't it literally win all the games though? Isn't that the whole point?
Eventually, the game has to end.
Okay.
It just isn't good at escorting you to the end. It's extremely good at preventing your opponent from getting there.
Right,
but
right.
Getting there itself is kind of a bit of a slog, we'll say.
What, we don't like pay 2, ditch 1, burn 3, and or burn 1, burn 1?
It's fine. It just never seems like they have that many of them. It's like 1. And they're just couched with like 3 of the minus souls counters like a freaking gremlin. Just waiting for them to go, man. Yeah.
You know, speaking of defensive counters, so I'm side questing a bit into playing more JP format stuff.
I'm about to, whether I like it or not.
That's true. But for me, I was like, yeah, you know what? Screw it. I want to try for Nats this year. At least go there and just send it.
Yeah.
No stakes. Just go. Try to win a tournament.
You have to qualify, right?
Yeah. There's like 4 locals here that are applying for a qualifier. And there's a last chance qualifier that they run before the event. Generally, last year, half of those people qualified. Like 10 people of like a 20-person event.
Wow.
So I'm probably going to go to Rochester.
Does this give you a free ride? If you win?
If you win, top 2 get free rides.
Wow. That's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, but I was also saying, I want to go. My goal is to get top 8, but also nothing else. Because if I don't qualify for BCS before this, and then I, like, get finals at Nats, then I can't fight you. That's the whole point. I can't fight you at BCS if on the same day I have to go fight Japanese players that are much better at that format than I am in WGP instead.
Well, I mean,
it's kind of cringe.
I guess.
I want to kill you.
Except that would allow us to actually have a, like, we could be like the Weiss Barons.
True. Actually, I just need to infect everybody around me with like my North American energy, and they'll just take more damage.
Yeah, exactly. Though after eyeballing the decks that people are playing in Japan, I guess Burn 4 does something in Japan that it doesn't do here. Like, I've seen a lot of Burn 4. I don't...
Freerin.
Why Freerin, though?
You get hexproof, you get to cheat it out. Fuck it. Why not? Burn 4.
Ugh.
Burn 4. Swing Burn 4.
With no other mechanics whatsoever, by the way. They have like one stock shuffle.
Stock shuffle.
They have like the magic rock from Danmachi.
Do they have Fumio? I forgot.
Maybe. I don't think
remember.
so. I don't know.
Yeah, anyways. Well, so I'm going to try to qualify for Nats.
Yeah, why not?
And I guess either way, I'll probably be there even if I don't qualify before.
Yeah.
Because there's a last chance qualifier, so fuck it. Why not?
Because it's in the middle of nowhere in New York, but that's the main reason.
Yeah. Also, they really went like, all right, so we heard your complaints. Last year, we scheduled Nats right on top of BCS Duluth. No worries. Instead, weekend right after BCS Duluth and right before BCS Houston. It's like,
well,
in November,
mission accomplished? Question mark.
Duluth into Nats into Houston into Thanksgiving into December.
Yep. Welcome to hell.
And then into Philly, like after the week after the Thanksgiving.
Yeah, you get a nice little break there.
Yeah. You get the one.
Yeah,
the single one. And also, my family's dragging me out to Germany for Christmas. So it's going to be 1 week break, Philly, another week break, Germany, another week break or two, Vancouver in January, second, I think, week of January.
Great.
Yeah.
This is gonna.
I just said it out loud and I was like, oh.
Yeah, when we get to the second half, once the competitive season starts, if the refresh point releases become a little uneven, just allow this recording to speak for the unevenness. And you'll understand what's happening.
Yeah. So, yeah, man, I am.
Boy, that sounds difficult. I wish nothing but the best for you.
In a sense, it will be good that I will play some JP in the middle of all the English because it helps, like, balance it out, like everything in moderation type thing. I'm still practicing Weiss mechanics, but like on a different deck, and I'm not just like solo grinding 24/7 the same deck all the time, and then if I ever take a break I lose value.
Yeah.
Like at least it's like, okay, we're gonna stop playing some English, but when I play the JP deck I'm at least prepping for the JP event, and like there's still value.
If there's one thing I'm proud of last year is I managed to stave off playing a bunch of different decks, because there are definitely 3 or 4 decks I really am enjoying playing right now. They are not good enough to play in a tournament.
Right.
They're not.
Right.
And so, they are, but I wouldn't, if that makes sense.
Right. You want to win.
Right.
Which means playing the better deck.
Yeah,
the
like
more
these are
consistent
both.
One.
These are all like of sets that are good, but they're not ready.
Right. Sure.
Except Atla.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man. They're daring me to do it. But
so just take it to Sacramento while you're playing Gura.
They already made a cool promo card. I can't back up.
Speaking of which, this fucking guy, if you're there, this episode comes out after Sacramento. If you beat Steve, congratulations on your bounty. I don't know what the bounty is, but there's a promo card. It looks very funny. Congratulations on that.
Yeah. And if you wanted to have my signature on it, then you do now. And congratulations. You did a great job.
Yeah.
Or if you somehow managed to let me go undefeated, you're all garbage.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah. Real quick check-in into ambitious deck building. We have an ambitious deck build from Jon for 8-bar Atla. We are working on it. Pending. We have still the cheat review Starlight build. We are working on it. Pending. There's been a lot of travel. We're doing a lot of different things right now.
Yeah.
And as always, the standard list, pending, smile. We'll get there eventually.
Yeah, hopefully you'll have patience with us as we start creeping ever closer to the competitive season, and we will try to wrap all these ambitious deck builds before Ben becomes a world traveler and we're never able to record the podcast again. Because
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, wait. How do we record November? I guess we just have to do a lot more Thursday records in November because I'm literally traveling every single weekend.
Except for the
November.
Yeah. No. We'll
figure it out.
We'll
figure it out.
Yeah, I'm not nearly as worried about the recording as I am about the editing. That's the part I'm concerned about.
Yeah. We'll figure it out. Trust.
Ben will just be a very tired boy. That's what's gonna actually happen.
yeah, dude. No worries. I'll just win Sacramento. Trust.
Yeah, and then you won't have to go to any of them, right?
Turns out. Unfortunately. I'll just put a judge application in for the rest of them. A little bit low stakes.
Yeah, and then you can just get
a judge mat.
Yeah.
Get refunded half of the flight.
Is the judge mat the mat with the zones, the foam one?
Yeah, it's got the zones and like a big judge symbol on it.
And it's got. Does it look like the learn to play mat?
It looks like the top 8
paper
mats. Yeah.
God, I want one of those so bad.
Just judge.
No.
Why not?
I absolutely will not do that.
Why not?
If a judge has one and will sell it to me, then leave a comment or get in contact with me on Twitter because I will give you presidential trading cards for it.
You're already going to Worlds. Just judge an event or two.
Ew. That sounds gross.
The applications are open right now? Question mark.
I actually am not qualified to be a judge.
First. Next week, in like 3 days, the judge applications will be open. Like September.
I'm not qualified to be a judge. So
why not?
I never took the test.
That's why I'm saying you can take the test. It's upcoming.
Oh, the
like
test
right now,
is upcoming. Okay.
I'm
not 100% sure I could. Do you get unlimited attempts?
No, you get the one attempt.
Oh yeah.
But it's it's open. It's open. No.
Sure.
Like, you just take it online and know the rulings in your head. Have the rule book open. Like.
I guess
What the fuck, man? You've been playing longer than I have. What do you mean you don't know the rules?
I'm not sure I know the rules that they would ask. I know how to play Weiss Schwarz, but
what do you mean?
It's a different skill set.
What do you mean you don't know the particulars of the trigger step and how double trigger resolves and also auto effects that resolve on trigger in the middle of double triggers?
Yeah, all that shit. That's why I have judges. Just trying to play Weiss Schwarz, alright?
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll wait for you to get it. I'll see what it looks like. I'll be mad, and then I'll get it. Standard operating procedure.
Yeah, that's the SOP. All right, coming into the Spike Quarter. So, Steve went to Sacramento last week. How was that, Steve?
It was amazing. I was happy to steal their money. The upside to going to this event is that the English meta has been completely stale since a while.
Yeah.
And there's
a
0% chance I will run into something that I don't know what it is. Yeah, unless you're playing Ayakashi Triangle, in which case you're probably going to bamboozle me with that thing. But other than that,
did you get bamboozled by one?
I didn't, because no one plays that set.
How was Hendrickson?
How
was like the 3 in a row Hendrickson builds?
By far the worst thing that I have ever faced, but the upside is that all you have to do is get even a little bit lucky and they lose the game.
What do you mean? They just decompress you in like the most reasonable way possible and then check your climax away.
And then you block on 4 and laugh. Take your math and suck it. It didn't matter. Yeah.
Yeah, so, I'm
looking forward to the 25 Overlord decks that are going to be waiting for me at this event.
yeah, absolutely.
It's just, like, I The West Coast, man, they love that. They love the bony man. So
Do they?
I think they do.
I don't know. I haven't seen. Oh, you know what though? Because they I always see like all their top postings and like it's mostly mixed events. So
Yeah.
so no bony man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So for
had
the English
more than,
event, yeah,
I had
I'm not
several
sure.
people at Gen Con come up to me and ask me or talk to me about Overlord. So I just know in my bones that
Yeah.
it's gonna be a little Overlord dense, but we'll make our way.
Yeah. So how many of those bounty cards did you sign?
Well, since I went undefeated and won the event, none. But I signed some for fun afterwards.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
How many times have we talked about it on the podcast? You have to see yourself
You have to see yourself
winning the event.
The event.
That's right.
To win the event.
Correct.
Yes.
But it was very fun. Thanks to everybody who came out. We had a great turnout. Yeah. Love the Northern California scene. So.
Absolutely. After running back the same joke back-to-back episodes, because our recording timing is horrible.
It's god-awful.
It's the worst. But after running back the same joke twice, yeah. I mean, we've gone over the Sacramento event a lot, many times. Like, I think, I don't know that there is anything more to say. We've kind of said all that we can say without having actually been there and played it.
True.
So
my time traveler self is unfamiliar with the details, but
yeah.
once actual me gets back from the event, then we'll be able to talk about it in a little more detail. But
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it, or I'm looking back at it fondly. Either way.
Yes, absolutely. BSF Movo. It's finally happened.
Yeah, apparently
A few
after
days
some
ago.
Rescheduling,
After we
managed to do it.
Yes.
I think 18 teams for the event.
I don't recall.
If I recall correctly, I
Yeah.
believe I saw that number somewhere.
Yeah, shout out to, you know, we it's not on Weiss tea time. She's traveling back from fucking France. Like, what we can do is we can look up, I can't remember his @.
I believe
It's like
all
WS Froon something FR something.
I don't
and
remember.
he posted. He's a judge. He always posts all like the results and stuff because he's a cool guy.
I do recall that the top 8 was fairly SDS dense. That's for sure.
Yeah, I recall there being like 3. This is actually really frustrating, honestly.
My apologies.
I can't. Why? Just autocomplete, man. What's wrong with you? Now. Different account. My bad. Shout out to WS_Froon of Rune, Francis Ho on Twitter, the judge that posts not only Weiss, but also the Shadowverse and Vanguard listings. And yeah, hope you had fun checking everybody's decks. All, 24 per game or so or whatnot. But for Weiss, we had on the winning team, Scripted did play Scripted played Bocchi the Rock.
Yeah, it looks like Bocchi the Rock was the most represented top 8 set along with SDS, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, 2 Slimes, 2 Quints, 2 Chainsaw banned, and 2 Overlord not banned, and a single one each of Strive, Venture Time. Is that Soccer? CCS? Is that
yeah?
Okay. Atla, Hololive, Lico Rico,
Shauna.
Is Shauna SHS or S? No, that's Haruhi.
Yeah.
SHS is Haruhi.
Yeah, it's typical. Right. It's the teams, baby. We get all kinds of weird stuff. But yeah. Congratulations to the winner. I believe it was Bocchi SDS and something. I can't remember the third set, but the it was a pretty good turnout considering that the event got delayed
Yeah.
For
Oh no, Scripted didn't win. It was a different team that won. It was actually the defending champions. That's right.
Yeah, they repeated. Yeah, they repeated.
Yeah. Which is really cool, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, if you're being able to repeat in any event is a very cool thing to do. So
here we go. It was SDS. Now I'm trying to see what the other people played, and I'm not sure. That's Itsuki. Okay. And then I think this is the third player.
The third deck was SDS. I know that.
One of the decks was SDS.
I believe, yeah.
This one, and then
SDS, Bocchi, I believe.
Bocchi was also on the winning team?
I think so, but I can't remember.
Hard unsure. But, any case.
Yeah. Itsuki is seeing a ton of resurgence in the English meta. I feel like I'm facing it a lot in random games from the simulator, and I'm seeing it a lot popping up in events. It was one of those decks that was just slightly less powerful than Unrestricted Gura, so the argument to play it was harder to justify in the face of it, but now it seems more reasonable.
Yeah,
especially given the way the level 1 meta is now. There's a lot less 10Ks wandering around.
So it's insane how that works, right?
So countering to 8K all of a sudden is back on the menu.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We can counter to 8K all the time.
So that's really cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's a fine deck. I played it quite a bit in previous metas, but yeah. I think Itsuki is probably at least on par with Nino in terms of viability in the meta.
We can at least go on to deck log and look at what the third deck was.
Yeah.
This is gonna be like the most edited episode ever.
That's because,
like, we've just been a little busy. Here's SDS. Yeah. I'm gonna leave that part what I just said in. I might even leave that what I just said just now in as like part of the joke.
Yeah.
Like, we've been going through it a little bit recently.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't sound like we...
Oh, no, I missaw it. It's Yotsuma Itsuki. Oh, baby.
What the hell is that?
Yeah, Yotsuma Itsuki, baby. Yotsuma 1 combo Itsuki finisher.
What the fuck?
Yeah, dude. Didn't you know?
That sounds awful.
It what?
Oh no, I hate that. Why?
They're on Twitter. We can pull it up real quick. They talked about it.
Why? No, don't do that. That sounds terrible.
Oh my god. Okay. So, yeah. To quote Pompey Pui, they're going to do a report, and I didn't want to play this deck before BCS and the premium booster, but the playtest with Hololive didn't go well, and the BCSs are too far away. So I said to myself, let's go with my 5HY deck. Matches were CSM 8-bar, win. SDS Stock Soul Pants, win. Guilty Gear Standby Bar.
It's both finishers.
Yes, win. Hololive 8-by, win. Overlord Door Bar, win. And then he rematched the SDS and Guilty Gear players in top 8 and top 4 to win. And then 8-bar Overlord in finals. Also a win.
What in the hell is
full
happening?
Undefeated Yotsuma Itsuki.
No. Hang on. I'm even more confused. There's an 8-bar Overlord deck?
Yeah, let's go to adventure. I mean, the good judge did have all of the...
Where?
He has... Yeah,
no,
he had
why? What? See, France is the home of all great cuisine, but they cook too much, I think.
let's go take a look. Slime was the final.
Yeah, of fucking course it was. Was it standby? Was it standby?
It was eight pants. It was eight
Okay,
pants.
sure.
Completely reasonable. Yeah.
No.
No?
No. Fuck. I hate this. I hate slime, Ben. It's
Oh, I thought you meant just like
No.
8 pants.
Eight
like,
pants is
taking
the most.
issue with that.
Yeah, I'm not a
Okay.
huge fan of 8 pants, to be honest.
Really.
I think level 0 combos are cringe, and this one in particular, it just doesn't really give you any hints.
Here we go. 8 bar.
Oh
It's
my
the
lord.
set 1, I think. Yeah, on reverse search. Level 1 combo. Yeah. Honestly, it's literally an Overlord deck. Replace Shaltir with... replace Shaltir with Albedo.
Oh no.
And now it's 8 bar.
What?
And now you have 3 Climax Swappers.
What?
It's basically the same deck otherwise. Yeah, it's like exactly...
What
there's
if we
additional...
robbed our deck of all deck speed? Like...
No, he has 3 Climax Swappers. They mill 3 each.
Yeah, and instead he decided to run one of his on Death Akatsuki. Perfect.
Yeah.
We'll just...
And then we'll mill 5 Brainstorm, and then we'll clock ourselves and draw, and then we're good to go.
What does that Eins do? I've never seen it.
It's discard Climax to salvage. It's from set 1.
I mean, that's pretty good if you're gonna... with 8 bar.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nope. Nope. No, thank you. On reverse search, no, thank you. No, thank you. That congratulations at defeating the 8 bar deck in the finals to the person who played this Quint deck.
Yeah, Yotsuba Itsuki.
Here's my problem with Yotsuba Itsuki.
A straightforward, like easy pairing.
Does this have any memory compression at all?
Pretty sure, because here's the... Oh, no, hold up. That's like being played as an off combo, I think. Let me see. I don't even know all of these cards. So this is like an experience card and drop search. Experience for check top 2, add 1.
This deck has no memory.
I don't think so. There's a Climax Swapper, Gain Soul.
Ben, could you go ahead and read the level 1 Yotsuba combo to me? It's the one next to that. Yeah, that one. Yeah. Go ahead and just...
Unparalleled Beauty, Yotsuba Nakano. Continuous. During your turn, this card gets 500 power for each of your other quintuplets characters. Auto, Climax Combo, Memory. When this card attacks, if parting with a memory is in your Climax area, and you have another quintuplets character, look at up to 8 XX cards from the top of your deck, choose up to 1 quintuplet character from among them, reveal it to your opponent, put it into your hand, and put the rest into your waiting room. If your memory has 4 or more cards, X is equal to 7. If there are 3 or less, X is equal to the number of cards in your memory plus 3. So it's just check 3, add 1.
So, in the face of having a combo that says, look at 3 and add them all, they decided that what would be a superior combo is to look at 3 and add 1.
Yeah.
For a finisher that has to discard 9 cards.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's on bar, so you can grab it easier.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
He's undefeated, Steve.
I don't know how.
Look at the report.
I literally cannot comprehend it.
It
That
beat
report
Katana,
says
man.
win. That's all it says.
Oh, true.
It doesn't explain anything. I'm glad that they won, but I have no idea how.
Yeah. I mean, they won. They're defending champion. They're so good.
I guess.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
Just easy.
I guess it is. I guess it is easy.
Just clean it up.
Just
I don't know what to say. Yeah.
Yeah.
On rev blind stock and
we have a whole lot of like good cards here. It's just that they don't go together.
What do you mean?
Some of them just have anti-synergy with the other one.
You just play the Yotsuba combo, and then you play these on rev blind stock cards, and then you play Itsuki.
I can't help but notice that they're not running more than one of the. They're running one of the cards that increases the size of your max hand size, and they're running 0 of the other card that
the Brainstormer. Yeah.
They've decided to run the Ichika Brainstorm.
Yeah, for Sniff,
which is great. That's a great card.
Yeah, Sniff.
But
we love looking at the top 2 on attack.
not to be difficult.
And then salvaging.
Right. I'm not trying to be difficult.
Yeah, it's a great card.
But how in the world are you pulling off your finisher? How in the world are you doing it?
That's why you have the off combo. The Yotsuba. It doesn't need combo to Icy Tail. It's just Icy Tail bottom 5. Pay 2, ditch 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It does nothing on play.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, luckily I have all the extra cards to ditch for that.
Yeah. Absolutely. No. It's only 1 extra cards. It's pay 2, ditch 1.
Yeah.
So when you're out of cards to discard, you just Icy Tail them.
So I still need a 9-card hand for this play.
For a double finisher Icy Tail, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, something like that. I mean the
8.
The door like adds a card to hand, yeah.
Yeah, my apologies. 8.
Yeah. You just brainstorm and then
all good. Yep.
After you've blind stalked like 6 times across the course of the game, yeah, just brainstorm, it'll hit, and then you'll...
It doesn't have that much blind stalking, but holy moly.
You have Bar,
the plan
and you have
of
5 different on-reverse blind stock cards.
There's 5?
Yeah, this level 2 does it. When you have a climax. And it gains power on play for the number of characters you have, times 1,000.
Oh, okay. I do confess I didn't know what that card did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then
I know what that does. Yeah,
we have the level 1 that does it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just go. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the Nino Rico that is basically a card in this deck with only 1 line of text, which is discard and then salvage level X or lower.
Yeah, it's just a Rico magnifier, I guess.
Yeah, you have to discard a Nino to get the draw.
Yeah, you don't have any. Oh, you have 1. The runner.
You have it itself.
And the runner.
Oh, the runner is a Nino.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. See, you have
all 6 of them.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. 5 other targets at any given time to discard draw.
This is the most ambitious Quinn deck I've ever seen.
You're just a fucking hater, Steve. I can't believe you.
It's very ambitious.
It won.
It's
ambitions are for winning,
I guess.
Yeah.
What is that? Can I see that other level 3 that's up there? That red one?
Yeah, absolutely. Beginning of your climax phase, bounce, and then play a character from your hand, and then rest, pay 2 to burn 1.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's like a free changer. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. So you can play this one.
Yep.
And then you can burn 1 with it.
Yep.
When you have all this extra stock.
Yep.
And then you change into
your
the Icy Tail one.
Your actual finisher.
Yeah.
Either one.
Because there won't be as much hand for the door one, but you can change this one into the Icy Tail one.
Right.
And then kind of conserve your hand.
Yeah.
Keep that going.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because you want to play the other finishers like during the main phase to like try to dig for things that you want.
Yes.
Yeah. Exactly.
Man.
You get a bunch of stock, and then you pay it down for joy. Standard Weiss Schwarz deck. I don't know what's confusing here.
Yeah.
Yeah, just win.
I don't know what I was thinking.
What else do you want from me, Steve?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I have nothing left to say.
Congratulations to Pompey Pui and
I'm terrified of you,
Senko
honestly.
and Naka Junichiro, all on Twitter, for winning BCS Movo, defending your title.
Absolute champions. 2 in a row. That's tough to do, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And also with the format switch, like mid preparation.
Yeah. Like that,
you get a ban list and it comes in like
yeah. You have your event, and then event gets pushed. Then a ban list comes in the middle, and then you have to play the event with the ban list. So
yeah.
With very little like other information, which is good.
Yeah, great stuff.
Very cool.
Very cool stuff. But yes, and so yeah.
Well, we do have. Since we are actually after the Ohio event.
Yeah, that's true.
If you're interested in the commentary for that event, Ben and Hillary did an excellent job. Mostly without me. I think I was there for 1 game. But
yeah, like 1 or 2 games. Yeah.
But you can find our recording of that stream on our YouTube channel.
Yeah, it's completely unedited. There are like hours at a time breaks.
Yeah, it's an 8-hour long video. Do not try to watch this thing live, probably, at least not while focusing on it, because there are quite a few gaps in there. But
not to give myself more work, that will be edited at some point, TM. But yeah, I mean, right now it's out there and you can watch it.
Yeah, if you're interested in
you can just watch.
You can skip around.
You can watch Hillary and I fail to understand, like, even at a basic level, what Shiny Mask was or did. Like, it was funny, like, watching us, like, throughout the day be like, yeah, that card does that, and then that card does that, and then that, whatever.
It scaled over time.
Yeah,
and so by the time you get to the finals, you're like, I know what all these cards do now. I've been watching this deck for 5 straight hours.
You know the funniest part? So, never again, by the way, we had one monitor for that stream, which never again, if I ever produce anything again in my entire fucking life, we're gonna get a 2 monitor setup, maybe even 2 PCs, like 2 laptops set up, whatever. Like, we're gonna not hate ourselves, because the problem was, if we ever went to look up a card, we instantly stopped being able to see what was going on. And so one funny thing that did happen was that Hyper in the winning in at the end of Swiss playing Project Sekai needed a climax swapper. We're like, oh my god, he needs a climax swapper. We try to pull up the art for the climax swapper. We come back, we're like, keep your eyes out for the climax swapper. In that time, he had added the climax swapper to his hand without us realizing, and had shuffled it to non-visibility on camera. And then he actually, I think he even resolved it and then, like, played over it. Because then, like, 5 seconds after that, we're like, wait, he has it! He has it! He's gonna do it! And also the worst part is, this finisher, like, it was so possible for it to just not work literally at all. Because he only had enough resources to do one. Pay for it once. He only had 1 card in hand to pay for this thing. He paid for it first. On cancel, burn 3. On cancel, burn 3. Gets all of the other cancels in the deck blocked out. Stakes 2 3s, wins the game instantly.
Crazy. Competitive Weiss Schwarz is so... It can be so grimy. It's just unbelievable.
No, that entire stream is just fucking grimy. Like, you know.
I remember the game 1 was just like...
fighting for your fucking life, Weiss Schwarz out, man. Like, if you ever listen to us, or maybe watch, like, a clean Tressa's game, or, like, listen to other people talk about, oh, this deck's so consistent, it does this thing all the time, you just, like, do the thing, and then you block, and then you plus, and then you just win the game. Alright, just watch this stream, alright? If you want to see some fucking cursed Weiss Schwarz, and see people navigate it to good, and also, like, mid, like, success, just watch that stream. Like, I promise you, that is some real fucking cursed Weiss Schwarz. We, like, literally a refresh counter played on top of a Kishibe, and, like, somebody brings it up in chat, and we're like, we're not judges.
That's right.
Not for this event.
My job is to do nothing.
Oh, and right after that, the Puzzle and Dragon player playing the one-of finisher fronts with the on reverse drop search card, triggers the Nay. Can no longer grab the finisher. Doesn't matter because the opponent cannot block to save their entire life.
Oh, yeah, no. Like, he's a full level and a half behind for the entire game. And it was
ahead.
just
He was ahead.
Yeah, but I mean the other player.
Oh, yeah,
it was just a horror. I couldn't believe it. I was like, this is a heck of a bold call to try and pilot this thing with 1 finisher. And I was like, well, I guess if your opponent just never blocks, it works great. You're just like, okay, eat these vanillas and see you later.
Go to hell.
It was crazy.
We were able to get Carbon's Sow deck on stream to make you sad. Because it's not legal in English.
Yeah.
And it won't be.
Yeah, I'm gonna flick that deck on someone at Trigger League. I own all those cards. So. Building my own deck sounds awful.
Oh yeah, talk about fucking grimy Weiss Schwarz. Like, finishing turn triggers a climax on the... Because it's the Sal Mother's finishers.
Yeah.
Both of them need to mill climaxes.
Yeah.
Triggers like a bar, I think. Bar, whatever. He triggered a climax, and then only mills 2 climaxes to burn 2 twice, and then swings with a different finisher for mill 11, burn 1 for each climax, barely gets blocked out, and it's just like, you know for a fact that trigger could have... If you triggered like any clean card, he might have just won the game right there.
For sure.
Absolute insanity.
Yeah. I mean, that's Weiss, man. Like, the game reaches the apex of whether your good luck is going to carry you or sink you is during the last turn cycle.
Those final moments.
I mean, as soon you could, if you play this game long enough, you will feel your heart sink as you start to attack, because you're just like trigger, and you know that no matter what, like when they come back on the cross, it's over because you just triggered too much, and you needed the stock because you needed to pay for your own finisher, and now it's doomed. And there's not much you can do about it except kind of watch it happen. And it sucks. So, yeah. You hate to see it. But it happens to all of us. And if you play this game long enough, yeah, you'll get your guts ripped out in a game where you thought you had it. Because you're just like either double or triple trigger late. And you're just like, well, that's that.
That's it. That's the game. But also, I think it's, on that kind of topic, it is important to keep heart.
Yeah.
In poor situations. I was playing a game into cats with a deck that had low deck speed the other day, and I drew out 5 turn 1. Like mulligan 2, mulligan a third unplayable card, draw 3 climaxes.
Yeah.
And just like, okay, I need to manifest the rest of the blocks in this deck. And I need to grip these climaxes because they need to come down every single turn for the rest of the game. And the insane part is, we just almost had it. I had misplayed Sculpted. Like, I misplayed Sculpted 1 card. That could have gotten me, like, the last poke of damage that could have just won.
Yeah, I think that it's very difficult to play yourself out of the game. If your deck is constructed correctly and you're making good plays, it's very hard to lose the game in the first deck. You could definitely be in a bad position, but there's almost always a play to be made. It is up to you to find it. But
it is difficult.
It can be, yes, it can be.
But that was an insane game. Many of the games that you play will have a very similar play pattern, and you'll desire that pattern because it's good. And when a game goes strongly away from that pattern, a lot of times that's going to take you into a territory where you just aren't practiced. And so the way you play out of it is not well understood and probably not straightforward. So you do have to try a little bit harder in those situations to see what your actual way out is. And a lot of times I see plays being made that either are too greedy for the situation that presented itself, or they don't actually lead to better outcomes and may possibly lead to worse outcomes. My least favorite of these is, I'm out a bunch of climaxes, so I should mill. That can help you, and if the situation is very desperate, then maybe that's something you have to choose. But removing cards from your deck is going to remove whatever climaxes remain from your deck. That's just how it works. And if you're trying to normalize your deck by milling some of it and not all of it, then yeah, you could be in for a very bad time. Yeah.
So yeah, that's great. That is a great point. Is that it's hard to be completely out of a game.
I think it's just like, whenever I'm playtesting stuff, it actually really greatly annoys me whenever I get like really favorable games.
Sure.
because it's actually fairly easy for the most part to play like those outcomes out.
Right, because you
have everything.
Yeah.
You have every single resource. You have every single option. The only way you can really lose is like extreme unluck or like misplays on your part that stack.
Yeah.
Right. Like, you know, maybe you have to scuff a turn because you're so ahead in damage.
Yeah.
And then like you misplay that scuff turn and then you lose on like a crackback.
Yeah. Or you overplay your.
Yeah. Or you overplay your hand. Stuff like that. It feels a lot easier to kind of manage through and play out.
Yeah.
But it's also why I don't tend to like scoop up in like practice games like out 4, out 3, you know, whatever. Like
I will never
games.
scoop. I will never scoop pre-3. Never. Yeah. It's too valuable to get the information.
Like
about,
I see people, you know, like scoop up games where they're like, oh, about all these climaxes. I'm like, I mean, you still have 3. You still block.
Yeah, and more
if you block, then you're fine.
Yeah, and more importantly, like you need to see,
and you need to see those outcomes.
Yeah,
like you need to see both the blocks and the takes when you're out 6. You know.
Yeah, because it's equally possible that the game can renormalize itself really rapidly. That's just part of the design paradigms that control Weiss, is that you could be eating shit, but your opponent could be eating shit also, and maybe worse than you. So, or maybe their deck isn't as good in those situations. Like your deck is more resilient, or your deck pushes more damage, or your deck has ways to clean it up faster. So it's very important to not give up on a game too quickly. I think if you see yourself go to like mid 3 and they're about to drop their finishers, then yeah, maybe, you know, maybe it's not worth playing that completely out, because if like they're at 2-0, you're at 3-3, and they're landing vanillas or whatever, it's like, okay, well, this game's probably pretty over. But if it's pre-3, I tend to play it until we get to the point where it looks really grim, and then I'm like, all right, well, we don't have to keep going. But
yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, you should play more games than you think. If you're scooping up too quickly, then I think that's probably a mistake. So.
And that's it for our show for today. Thank you for listening. Next time will be after Sacramento, for real.
Yep.
And it's the month of September.
So that'll be 2 weeks before the release of Oshinoko.
So, shop challenges are all coming down the lane.
Yes.
Win your fucking buy cards, boys and girls. And everybody else.
Yeah. So this is going to be kind of I'm going to show up to all of those, by the way.
You're going to show up to all the fucking shop challenges?
Yeah.
Just take a buy card whenever you plays?
No.
Oh, okay.
This is how it's going to go.
Okay.
I'm going to sit down and I'll be like,
You're on air. You are actively being recorded.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will sit down and say, all right, do you want me to scoop this game to you? And if they say yes, that's it. I'll scoop right there on the spot. We can play a friendly game afterward. Totally fine. I am not trying to steal a buy card from a person trying to qualify for a regional.
Fair enough.
But if you don't say no and you make me play it out, I'll scoop to you anyways. You got too confident, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But be careful, Icarus. Be careful.
Yeah, absolutely.
I won't let you ruin your shot at regionals by toying with the world champion. So don't worry. If you see me, I'm not there to hurt you. In fact, you'll be happy when you see my name. You'll be like, yes.
This guy. But yes. Good luck on all of your shop challenges, ye out there, wherever they may be. Good luck with all of your WGP qualifiers to qualify to Nats and more. Good luck to everybody everywhere. Playing Weiss wherever you may be. At the Juice Box events, at the Summer Splash, the Trigger League, and any online tournament, any store that you may be playing at.
No good luck to the rest of the Trigger League teams. I hope you all lose.
Yeah, fair enough. Fuck you too, Steve.
It's good sportsmanship.
Absolutely. Yeah, go to hell. I hope you draw out 8 climaxes on turn 1 when we fight.
At least I'll be rich.
all the treasure, baby. That is our show for today. So tune in next time after your next deck out. don't you forget, take the refresh point.